You know it's a crazy day when a hospital corpsman in the U.S. Navy gets to commentate on some of the worst handling of a weapon ever in the history of the United States military, let alone the U.S. Army, right in a video that's gone viral. And it's gone viral for a very good reason. Army conducts CQB drills, which are close quarters battle, in these simulated type of urban environments. Now, someone was bright enough to film the footage of them doing a horrible job at this and ended up posting it on the internet to see. And obviously, us enthusiasts like to break this stuff down and tell you what they've done wrong. And by the way, if you're messed up, just leave it for you and your friends because people are just going to roast you online. All right, we kick in the door here. Lay down some rounds at our enemies right here on both sides of the door. Cameras peeking up. You can see people watching over this evolution occurring. Now they're about to go through this door right here. 1, 2, 3 flags for that little walk through. Oh, there's a fourth, and that's a long hold and pause. You guys see that? I mean, total disregard for the safety there. Kicks again. Okay. Then they hit their target there, as you can see. Now you're looking and effects, because there was actually music over this at one point, but definitely that's not what we're paying attention to. But now we're at 1, 2, 3 more flags plus another. Man, those effects really are helping us see this flag even more on his buddy right there. And the main reason being is they violated so many different safety rules here. You guys know about 4 safety rules, but I know about an extra 5th one. We use the phrase treat, never, keep. Treat every weapon as if it were loaded. Never point at anything you don't intend to shoot. Keep your finger off the trigger until you intend to fire.
Man, put that down, man. Come on, Chatter.
Okay, all right.
And keep your weapon on safe. 5th one is a bonus here, which is know what lies beyond your target, because God forbid one of those rounds goes past and goes somewhere else and ends up hurting somebody else. And I'm going to add a 6th one here. How about you guys like and subscribe on this channel, because half of you guys, actually more than that, 30% at any time, are subscribed to this channel, so come back for more. And this training is incredibly important, especially in today's era, since we've seen over the past decades here where we've had several battles that pretty much take place in these urban environments, where this type of training is becoming more and more critical than what you may have seen during World War I, World War II, and this is a much more common place than you would expect. But there is more, and that's not where the buck stops with this, because the Sergeant Major over at 10th Mountain Division got on social media, which, by the way, he's not a bad dude. If you ever want to go check out his Instagram, he's always out there. Good vibes, positive guy, never anything wrong, and people have actually shouted him out before about this, but he gets on social media and says this.
Mario Torinas, Mountain Tough. Hey, a lot of you have brought to my attention a video that took place at a shoot house in its 10th Mountain Division. We ran it down to the ground. It is 10th Mountain Division. It is our folks, and it really, really hurts to say that. It is not the standard. It is not how we do business. It is non-acceptable. So we're running this thing down to the ground. We will investigate it. We will take action, and we will retrain. That is a guarantee. So for all of you out there, I appreciate bringing it to my attention, and make no mistake that is not the 10th Mountain Division standard. It will never be the 10th Mountain Division standard. This took place some time ago, so it's going on a few months. So again, we're running it down to the ground. We will fix it. I guarantee you, I will fix it. So we'll see you on the high ground. Climb to glory.
And I was very excited to see him come to the table with such an intense message and affirmation that this was going to be fixed. They were going to relook at training. This is something that is a little worrisome, especially as we've seen other people probably go through this training, where it is very essential that you're treating this from the basics and from the fundamentals, because that is what is going to kick in when you have a true situation of stress or an enemy combatant. And I'm not the only person that rejoiced with this, because people people of Reddit have been all over this, but they've actually looked at the silver lining as well. Personally, I'm happy he was able to own up and accept responsibility as a leader and laid out a plan of action. More respectable than not saying anything and hiding from it. Acting out and explaining on the behalf of your troops is more badass than most people think. That's because this guy's been on Instagram and everywhere else and just realizes when something's wrong, sometimes you just gotta lean into it on social media. So like I said, I definitely do respect that. And obviously this did not come without a single joke, but people are even saying with the tone of this what he really meant. Ted Runkus says his entire tone of voice is, "You're all fired," LOL. And someone below that says, when he said they would be retained, I could see in my mind an entire battalion's training schedule for the next quarter turning into mount and shoot house training. These poor MFers are going to have every CSM in their chain up to division overseeing their next live fire certification. I don't feel sorry for the leadership that oversaw that goat, but I feel awful for the poor Joes who are going to have to run that shoot house over and over for the next century. That is true. And as much as it sucks that this knee-jerk reaction is going to occur, it's most essential because this really is a life or death type situation with training, especially if these soldiers are to deploy. And that kind of the right will take a long time to settle. We're talking months, years, easily, and it should never be settled, if that makes sense. You should always have the utmost attention to where your weapon's pointed, all this kind of stuff, but to have that reinforced infrastructure with the training and ensuring the people that you notice probably or maybe did not notice on the top of the catwalk that were overlooking the entire evolution happening, why were they not stopping the evolution or correcting it right there with a safety violation like that? Especially on a shooting range. If you've ever been to a military shooting range, if you break at all from your line of fire straight forward, you are literally going to be tackled. So this should have definitely been something that was considered. This should have been stopped immediately. And the thing about this is, like I said before, you're going to engage in the basic fundamental skills that you're taught in situations like this in fight or flight moments where you're in intense stress. I've not been in combat, but I have been in emergency medical situations, which this kind of stuff takes over. And I've actually seen myself resort back to basic, understanding and knowledge that I had, where it almost ended up kicking in subconsciously and not even really thinking about it. So that's why, as much as I don't have this exact personal experience, I've handled weapons, I've done that as a Navy corpsman being with Marines, but I want to say I haven't had this type of training, but I can tell you that from my experiences, this is going to be essential. But this is my favorite part of the show, where I ask you guys, what do you guys think about this response by the Sergeant Major that's here? Do you think it's an appropriate response? Do you think we could do more? And what did you think about this video? Is there something that you wanted to note with this to kind of bring your own thoughts? Because again, I'm a Navy corpsman with the Navy, but I've been with the Marines. But you guys that are Army, you guys might have some other information I maybe don't. But as always, if you guys do like what we do over here, we have a Patreon link down below where you can support us over there, and we also do have a membership join button down below this video where you can come help out the channel and get some special perks and things like that. But as always, if you guys do have questions, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.